Alright, welcome back to Weekly Hour and day 2 of our Baroque Dreams. Not sure on pronunciation on this, or Fanhua Garden. Could be either way. So, let's make a start. So, I think this is like a little shelving unit. I have marked all of them on the back in hope. That one's on the front, that's smart. And hope it doesn't show too much. So, let's see where we start. It's actually quite hard for me to see the labels in reality. Right, so on the instructions. So the first piece, I'm not even sure I have. Huh. That's not really looking that positive. I'm not sure I got any of this. I might have just picked up the wrong pot. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Let's see. Wrong pot. You can go to the side. Go on. Off you toodle. Dear oh dear. Well, that's not a good start, is it? But now we know that I have labelled one of them on the wrong side. However, F20, so it's not with this piece. And have it facing this way, so it's got the white side going that way. And on top of it is going to be this piece, I believe. 8. Yeah, can't read no writing, the world is difficult. Like so. And then followed by our light, which will be facing this way. Maybe, I think it is a light, I think it's a lantern. So, and then 13. I'm so pleased we can use this one. First one I picked up, that goes with the not painted side on the inside, like so. Put it in there, and then I can turn the page. Oh, it goes on the side. Explains why it didn't fit very well. So I did something like that. So, okay. And that finished page 6. So what I did in the end was on the description I put down what the steps were, so that you've got it on your timeline. So you can do it that way rather than me telling you all the steps all the time, which I think it's quite a lot of small steps. So then put that to one side, and we start with this piece this time, 32, yep. And this one's going to have this one on the top, which has a tab to that side, then a vase of flowers. Like so, and this piece will go on this side with the hole towards the top. Okay, yeah, this goes in there. Only just fit that vase in. A good old tight fit. Now making me wonder if I've got the right piece. You know, I don't know that I do. It says it's the right piece. I think it is. This one's right. Not even sure of that now. They're the other way round. This one goes in this one, which would make it fit better. Okay. Can't read my own writing. You have to write so small, and I'm not a small writer, obviously. I'm not that delicate in my life. Okay. So something like so. Turn that page back again. Alright, so those two are done, and they can go to one side, I believe. No, I'm going to do something with them. Is that this pot, maybe? Let's see. I just missed a whole bit. Yeah, I missed a step. So I did have the right point in the first place, but I've now gone ahead of myself. Alright, so let's see. Back on the other page again. So we start with 12. Not you. 12. Goes like so. And this is going to have 34 in it. It's a decorative piece. Which is this one. Oh, it's going to sit in here. Surely it can't, it's just going to fall through there. Oh, I have it upside down. Okay. Followed by this, which I think are all the same, F4, with the painted side going this way. So it's like so. And then we put H21 on top. The instructions are a little bit tricky because they're black and white and the labels are really quite hard to follow. So 16 I think goes next, which is good because I don't have a 16, so let's see, 21. Don't have one of them either. Gosh. It's one with lots of holes anyway, 18. Yes. And that one goes through here. Here. And on the end here goes another I-34, which is this one. Which would almost have been put easier to put on before I put this on, wouldn't they? Let's do that. Alright, forgot to press record, but got it in. Just make sure it's facing forward. I was trying to face it that way. Then we put these two in, that one, put this top on, and then connected it to this bottom piece. It is quite on the wobbly side, but we are about to rectify that. I have this over, I'm not sure why I pulled it. I can't find what it's meant to go into. What we are then going to do is put, so let's lie it down. So this is now facing away. What we are going to do, and we are going to be putting these in to it. So actually need to kind of turn it around here. So the one with this one with this on the outside will go in here. And I did think when I saw this, would it be easier to put it on the back board first, but I don't think it would. It's just going to be a lot to line up when we get there. But it does make me think that this is the wrong way around. So I'm going to switch that. And put that in here. And I see the top ones come off already. And that one goes in the third one, from what I can gather. This one needs to be reconnected. Maybe I'm going to need that other piece in a moment. It's incredibly wobbly. Okay, so then we are going to put on the baseboard here. So it's got tab either side. Which way up? This towards the bottom. So like so. So that one goes in here. This one goes in here. So hopefully, if it's done right, it will all line up quite well. This one will go in here. And this little one goes in here. That's a lot to line up. Let's be sure. This one really doesn't want to go in here. Right, that one's in. That one's in. This one's in. So it's still very wobbly. It feels like it's really fighting itself. I'm sure it's not meant to do that. It doesn't look right, does it? I mean, look how high up that one is in comparison. It's like it's so crooked. I've got to have done something wrong. Sure, it's not meant to be like that. Hold on, let me have a look. So I think it's just where it wasn't maybe fully pushed in, because if I rectified it, it seemed to just pushed everything in a little bit further, and it seemed to have rectified itself. So maybe they just weren't fully pushed in on the sides and stuff. So make sure they're all the way down, and then it looks a little bit straighter. Right, with that done, we next go on to do, what are we doing? Okay, let's just say it's done. So now we're going to do some books, and first of all we have 5 of these. Just need to make sure I don't lose that piece because I'm not sure where that goes. So the 5 will go on this shelf here. Yeah, and then the next lot go on this and this. So let's get those glued in. So try and make sure it's as straight as you possibly can beforehand. And these all stand up right? Yeah, kind of. Oh, they're at a slight angle, so doing this. So these are book E. So when you make them all, you know where it says L this and L that, then you want to make sure that this one has a terrible side to it, by the way. You want to make sure that they are actually labelled A, B, C, D, E type thing. So I'm going to start this side and just choose your front like you want to show. And I kind of chose these a little bit random. Just trying to see how they have it. Almost the opposite of what I'm trying to do. Probably need to start this side then. Something like so. I think mine goes a bit the opposite way to what theirs do. Like so. Except this one's not showing the spine of the book, so I want to make sure the spine is showing. or something like so. Okay, then we'll take these ones and we're going to put 2 in here, and then we will have 5 at the top here. So these 2 are just again a bit shuffled like this one, shuffled at an angle is what I meant. And again, just make sure your spines are showing. Something like so. Like so. A lot more centered. Can't pick out if I wanted to. Go flat, don't they? Maybe just do that. Oh, something like so. See, these 2 on the top here are already out. Push. Right, and then these ones you're going to have on the top here, on top of each other too. So let's go all the way along the top. So you have 2 stacks of 2 basically, and then 1 in between. So again, get your spines going forward. So 2 like so. Maybe blue one. This, right an angle to it. Something like so. Just trying to see how they've got it. Something like so. And then these 2, like also the same at an angle, but then almost on top of each other, I guess. I think I'm just going to do it like this if I can get the glue to take. Something like that, and we can put that to one side for a moment and do the next stage. And I guess this bottom part, which is a little bit keeps falling down, will sort itself out when we put it into the base, which I don't see being that easy, but we will see. So something like that on your books. Don't like that this one keeps falling away. A little bit more glue to give it a go. Next, we are going to make some drawers. So let's put our pieces together. So first things first, I believe we need this one, the square one, and that's going to go in between here, and they are going to have see which way round. So it goes with the tab towards the back here. So I'm going to go up this way. Yeah, like so. And then the other one will be facing inwards. Okay, put that to one side for a second. Oh, get the books out of the way. And that one piece that I don't know where it was from. And then we are going to make the drawers. So as you can see, I haven't sanded them down or anything. A14. So they all have colour upwards. Just like so. Yep, yep. Make sure I have that right. I think I could go too wrong with that actually. And then the draw front, which is one of these. Like so. And that's our drawers to go in. That's one. And then we'll do the same with the other one. Almost there. So something like so. And that goes into that drawer front. It was facing the right way, got lucky. So a small little strip at the bottom, like this narrow down here. That. Those go, they just slide in. Doesn't matter which one. Literally slide in here. But you want to glue them, so you want one to be, you don't want them to go in fully, and you want it to be going in from this direction, from the slanted front direction. And so you're going to want one to go like here, and one down the bottom, but neither one will go in all the way. But the top one will go in slightly more than the other one. So, kind of put that one in almost all the way, but not quite. I don't know if this is the time to do this really. I think it's going to be easier to do that part once this is on the model. So let's get this on the model. I think that's going to be a bit easier. Drawers in. Can have a moment then. And then this one further out. Don't know if they go all the way back, you know they do. Well, let's put that one to the bottom then because it was slightly deeper, I think. Same depth. There. Okay. So let's get one in like that and the other one slightly more forward. Like so really. Something like that. Might want to use B7000 for this. So carry on and use wood glue. Do I want to do that? Yeah, probably. I'll get the pin in. So we'll go something like so. Okay, now that's in. I'm going to make a side part, which is quite straightforward. There's this piece here, with the tree going this way. Candle, it's not a tree. Like so, and that will go in here. Probably would have been easier to have put this in beforehand. Yeah, that's fine. So it looks very crooked. That's what it looks like. I suppose, I guess it's the way it's meant to be. And then we have 3 stacks of books going down here. So at least that's quite straightforward. And they're on top of each other. And that will be this piece done. So we'll line down. So might as well get them to be at the front somewhat. Probably should have connected them all first, that would have been easier, wouldn't it? Let's get them all with some glue on at least. Oops, move my top book. Something like so. You're never going to see that unless it's facing. I doubt that you're going to see it. Okay, so I'm going to put this to one side to all dry, and we are getting on with the next piece. So first of all, it's like an individual piece basically. Not sure where this will end up going. But again, just going to pop this on top of the other one. Like so. Okay, and that literally just goes to one side, which I then went and moved it. Clear off any glue. Okay, now we are onto a whole different, another piece. And this one is another like bookcase, I think. Lots of types of bookcases on this. And I haven't got these books ready because I was very worried that I'd get confused on them as to where they go. So let's get this all going. Okay, so first things first, we have the bottom one, which is 29. This piece got it right on it. First things first, we have this going to go in to here, which is kind of cute, a little shield cup that they've won for some sort of event, a big candle maybe, like so. Then 29. That's 29. Here's this one. Go in here. Then we take number 2. This one here. Well, it's going to be tall, this one. Okay, it's going to be another one that we stick into the board after the event. And number 2 just goes on top. Of here. Move it like so. So into the first one. Then we have this one. Make sure the whites are facing this way. And that goes into this hole here. Then followed by one, and that goes into the first hole as well. Put this in first. See where this is going. Oops, wrong way around. This goes on top into here, I think. And then all we have to do is put it in here. Which doesn't look right, does it? I mean, that one's never going to reach. These all look right, is this one? Was right, and it was just looking at me wrong. So I don't have that top one on at the moment, or this piece which we will be needing. It's tight fit. Definitely doesn't look right. I think this one goes into the middle. Doesn't look like it does on the picture, but it would make it fit. And this one would fit into the top one on the outside, and that makes it fit perfectly. So it didn't look that way, but that is the way. And then this piece pops into the bottom around into this one here. It doesn't matter which way around it goes. They tell you to do this before it goes into it, but I don't see why you'd do that, really. And that evens this up too. Okay. So it's something like so. Yeah, something like that. That needs to go up more, doesn't it? Right, and then we are on to putting books into it. And this is why I kept them all separate, because it looks incredibly confusing. Because I'm not even sure how many you're meant to be putting in of some of them. So this one here has 2 scrolls, I can see that. This one here has B, which is my B pot. Just has 1. A B. So let's do that part first. But then it has other books in it, which I guess we fill them in with the others. So this will go in here. Okay, this is confusing. Let me see if I can. Okay, this is a better picture. All right, I'm gonna get back this picture. Hold on. So we need 3 books. 1, 2, 3, 4. We need 4 books over here, and then the scrolls. So, and on the inside we need 2 books and an open book. Alright, so we need E and F. So we have our E's, and we need 10 of these in total. Didn't want to stay shut. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 of those. We need 6 of F, which are the smaller ones. 6. And we need 2 scrolls. 2. Okay. And we need the B, which is here. So let's see. Let's start on the inside first. So we have this book lying down up here, and we need 2 of the smaller books. I think they are. So stack them together. And then these are going to go in here, along with a folding one, open one, rather. It's going to be a bit difficult. I can use my little pop here. We don't want them falling towards the back. And again, with the edge going outwards. Probably easier to put it in, have this. Can we have that flat from the front? Is my brain going to be able to cope with it being backwards, so that would be the thing. That is kind of what you want. And then the open one. Into there. And then from the front it would look something like so. This side, you want 3 standing upright, 2 bigger ones and 2 smaller ones, and then 2 scrolls. Okay. Let's get the bottom ones. Totally flat, is it, on the surface? On the way out. And if we get them in, and then I can sort them afterwards. Big ones. So, and 2 small ones. pieces are getting gluified already. Something like that, and then the 2 scrolls. I think something like so. It's a bit tricky to tell. Okay, let me give that a minute. I wonder why it's not sitting flat. Maybe it's my paper. Maybe just nothing to support it, I guess, the other side. Okay, give that a moment. Alright, so that's kind of what we have. So let's get this finished up. So from what I can understand, this side on the inside, we'll start with 2 small books, which are our last 2. And let's get those pasted together. There's 2 of the small ones, and those go on the inside of here. Let's just do it this way. It goes that side anyway, next to here. Like so, down to the bottom. Then next to it will be 2 standing upright, the bigger ones. Let's put those in, and those will be also here. Get some on the bottom. Just put a bead along the bottom, shouldn't I, really? Make sure that they are all down. So something like so. Then we have another 2 big ones on the other side of it, and some in between an angle. So let's get 2 of these together again. Like so. Don't put any on the bottom. This one really doesn't want to go. There we go. And then one at an angle at the front there. Is it 1? No, that's 2, 2, 2, 2. So I'm going to do this from the front. I think it'd be a bit easier. Like so, she pushes it all the way through. Didn't mean to do that. Let's get those there. Oh, came with me. Really wants to stick to me right now. This one's one way round. Can you see that? Use all the glue by the time I get these 2 in. Oh, one fell out. whenever I see people doing these, they do them all so perfectly. Yeah, not so much. Then you come to my channel and you're like, yeah, it's kind of making a pig's ear of that. True fact. And these can be a little bit more slanty. This green one needs to go to the bottom. It's kind of at the top there. So something like so. Maybe put those a bit more forward. I imagine you probably have to keep this hole here. There's a hole going down the middle of all of them. I think you keep that clear, which this book is kind of, oh well, I suppose you can get behind it there. I think that's going to have a light. What do you reckon? It looks like it's going to have a light. Making these a bit more to the front, so like so. Then on the far side we are going to have another open book, which is going to be A, which is this one's over here, just one. Okay, get the puppy. So it's going to have an open book, but it's also going to have, should have really coloured all the edges white, shouldn't I? Never thought about that. So this one's going to have two upright, which are the last two standing. Don't know what I want it on that side now. I've put glue on there. Don't think I do. I want it on that side. So it's got the picture on the front. Because it might be seen, may not, but it might. Those two will go in here, like so. With the open book, like that. And that's that done, I think. Let's see if there's anything else we are doing to this. No. So that is that done. So I think we will call that a day and glue lid back on. So we've only done two things, but they are quite big things and they have quite a lot put on them. I still don't know what that extra piece was that I had pulled, but obviously something. I think that look alright when it's dry. And then we have this one as well, which looks good too. So we've done those two things for day 2. So tomorrow, day 3, we will be starting to work actually by the looks of it on the base. We're going to make a chair. We're going to be putting some of the things we've already made onto, I believe, the base. Be putting a lot of the stuff we've made actually onto the base. And we'll be needing some more books. Surprise, surprise. And we will get that done. Not touching the lights at all yet, which is interesting. I think the lights are all going to be kind of hit us at the end. And then we are going to work on another type of base, which is going to have that cat ladder on. So I'm hoping to get at least one of the base, if not both of the bases done. That would be nice. And we can go from there. Some of these will have definitely more books in. I'm going to put my cello in as well, so that's kind of cool. Alrighty, so thank you very much for joining me today for the second day of this build. I think it looks rather delightful. I think it's got quite a lot of character. I love the decor. It's very, very, very detailed. This had fallen out and I had to put it back in, but it's looking pretty good. And like you can see, I'm only using glue where I really, really need to, and hoping that I don't need it for much else, basically. So that's kind of where all this is going. Alrighty. Any comments are very much appreciated. I will always get back to you. Big thing, take care of yourselves. That is the most important. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye now.